For today's video, I am going to be doing my October TBR. Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jenny. This is Jenny Reads Maybe, where maybe I read or maybe I don't. For today's video, I am going to be doing my October TBR, which is just all the books I plan to read in October, but with a twist. So I know I've kind of been going back and forth between 8 and 16 books over the last couple months. I have started a new idea in my brain where I am going to, instead of just dedicating myself to 16 or 8, I'm going to say, I want to read these 8 books. They are my high priorities. And then I'm going to have 8 extras that are on my radar, are books that I really want to read and I'm going to try to read, but I'm not putting the pressure on myself to read. Okay, so without further ado, I'm gonna get into the 16 books that I want to read this month. The first 8 will be my priority reads and the last 8 will be my on my radar. So I have my laptop down here with all of the Goodreads pages pulled up. My first read or the first book on my TBR for October is The Candle Palace by Devney Perry. This is book 6 in her Jameson Valley series, and it is the final book. It is a shorter book. It's like a novella length book, and it's following Milo and Sarah. And Milo you meet in the first book, and events happen that leave him hospitalized in a burn unit for a long time. He is going to fall in love with Sarah, who I believe is his nurse at the time. I'm very excited to read this. I'm excited to finish out the series and just kind of get that Devney Perry charm in. Then I have 3 arcs that are on my priority list, and the first one is Iris Kelly Doesn't Date by Ashley Herring Blake. This is the 3rd book in her Bright Falls trilogy, and it's following Iris Kelly, who is best friends with Astrid Parker from book 2 and Claire from book 1. But I believe that this has fake dating and a lot of other fun tropes. It's a sapphic book. I'm very excited to get to it. I have loved this series. I've given all of them 5 stars, and I'm really looking forward to reading this one. Then I have 'Tis the Damn Season by Kimmy Freeman, and I will say that on NetGalley, this was purely based off of the fact that it's a Taylor Swift song as a title. And I can't remember if they sent this to me or if I requested it, but either way, I ended up with it, and it is supposed to kind of follow the song "'Tis the Damn Season," which is actually one of my favorite Taylor Swift songs. And I'm very excited. I love the vibes. I feel like it gives, oh my gosh, what's the movie called? The movie is Sweet Home Alabama. I feel like it gives those vibes in the song, and I'm really looking forward to this. I haven't heard a bunch of people talk about it yet. It does come out in October, and it is a holiday romance, but I'm putting this on my October TBR because I think it's a holiday romance light mode, where it's less Christmas and more winter season. So yeah. Then I have Forever Crushed by Amber Page. This arc I applied for, and I was kindly sent it by the author, and I'm very excited for it. It is supposed to be about a girl who has had a long time crush on this boy, and they're in college now. He doesn't trust anybody because his ex cheated on him, and they're going to fall in love, and it's a college romance. It's a woman in STEM. It has really pretty, the cover is really pretty. It's really giving fall energy. I'm really excited to get to this. It's due in the end of October, so I'm looking forward to it. It sounds cute. Then I have The Wildest Ride by Marcella Bell. Now this, it was already on my radar because I've seen it at Barnes & Noble every time I go. But then I saw it on a list for Indigenous rep, and so it's a cowboy romance with a character who is Indigenous, and it has it's a rodeo competition with a bit of reality TV aspects. And so basically I heard that and I said I'm gonna read that immediately. So I have the audio. I'm really looking forward to this. I do own it physically, so I'm excited to get to this one. Then I have Lunar Love by Lauren Kung Jessen, which is a book that was in a Steamy Lit box, and I'm trying to actually read the books that I get in subscription boxes, especially Steamy Lit, because they're always books that I'm really anticipating but just don't get around to. And so this is very exciting. It takes place during like the Chinese New Year, I believe, and there's like a bunch, I think they're enemies-ish to lovers, but I'm very excited for this one. I haven't heard a lot about it, and I kind of like it that way. I want to like go into it kind of blind. Then I have That Kind of Guy by Talia Hibbert. This is the third book in her Ravenswood trilogy, and I've read the first two, obviously, and now I have the third one. I really like the second one. I think the first one I gave like 3.5 or 4 stars, but the second one I gave 5 stars. So I'm really excited to get to this one. It is almost like the Brown Sisters, where each book is about a different sibling, and I don't know much about this again. It just sounds cute. I'm seeing the word faking, so I'm assuming there's going to be like fake dating or fake hookup. And yeah, so that's kind of it on that one. I'm very excited. I have the audio on this, and I love Talia Hibbert. So then my last book for my priority reads is Here to Stay by Adriana Herrera. And this is actually book 1 in her Dating in Dallas series. If you were here for my last TBR in September, I put the second book on The Hustle on my TBR for September. I read it, I loved it, but I wanted to go back and read the first book because I didn't beforehand. And I just really like the energy of this book. It's another, like, she's moving down south to Texas, and it's a workplace romance. I'm just really excited. It sounds really cute. I loved the second book, and I'm looking forward to this one. Then we have my 8 on my radar releases. So these are books that are on my radar. I'm not necessarily promising that I'm going to read them, but they're either like highly anticipated releases or arcs, or just books that I've been meaning to get to. So the first one is Madame by Sarah Kate, and y'all, I'm ready for this book. I'm holding out hope that I will get an arc. I'm filming this about 3 days before the end of September, and I know that the author agency typically sends out arcs like 10 to 14 days before, so I'm just holding out hope that I get an arc for this one. I arc read for her first book in the Good Brothers trilogy or quartet, and it was The Antihero, and it was one of my favorite books of the year. So I'm just hoping and praying that I get this as an arc. It is going to follow Miss Eden, who is known as Madam Kink. It's going to be an FFM story, and that's all I need to know. Like, I know it's going to be so beautiful, and whether I get it as an arc or not, I will be reading this book. Then I have Hopeless by Elsie Silver, which is another new release for October. I was not approved for an arc, but I will be reading this nonetheless. It is the 5th book and final book in her Chestnut Springs series, and it's following Beau and Bailey, and I'm very excited. Beau has this kind of like broody energy. He's coming back from serving in the military, and he's going to like he's gonna have a fake engagement with Bailey, who is one of the bartenders and whose family throughout the books has not been that great in town. But I'm just really looking forward to this. It sounds really cute, and Elsie Silver just really serves up on the like spice and romance for me, so I'm looking forward to this. I'm assuming it's gonna be a 5-star read. It's another one that I will definitely be reading, but I'm putting it on my not necessarily priorities because I know that I will read it, but it's not something I'm expecting. It's complicated. Anyway, besides the point. The next book on this list is Stupid Cupid by Maeve Black, and this is the 2nd book in her, I think, Monster Stuffers series. I read the first one way back, I want to say last year. It was a Christmas book, and I was meaning to get to this one and just never did. But it is a monster romance. It is, I think, a dragon and a Cupid, and it just looks very cool. I love the cover. It's super cute, and I want to continue this series. It just looks so good and I really enjoyed the first one. So I'm putting this on there. It's also a novella. It's an MM romance. And yeah, that's kind of my plan for that one. Then I have Barbarian's Choice by Ruby Dixon. And by Barbarian's Choice, I actually mean this book and the next two after this. I'm trying to finish all the Ice Planet Barbarian series by the end of the year. And I've calculated that I have 9 books left. And if I read 3 in each month, I will finish. And so my idea is that I'm going to read 3. So I'm going to read Barbarian's Choice, book 11, and then book 12 and book 13. I'm very excited for Barbarian's Choice because we're finally getting, I don't remember her name, Farley's love story. And I've been looking forward to this. It's also going to introduce us to, I think the Ice Planet series is what it's called, or it's another series that's a spin-off of this, but I'm really excited for this and the other 2. So that is technically adding more than 8, but we're gonna ignore it. Then I have After Hours on Milagro Street. And this is by Angelina M. Lopez. It is a professor and I believe a bar owner. Yeah. And it's small town. It's, it just looks really cute. I'm really excited for it. It's a book that I've had on my TBR. I think it's another one I got from Steamy Lit or back when I had the Ripped Bodice book box, that one. But it looks so cute and I just want to read it so badly. So that is on my TBR. Then I have a historical and it's by Ava Lee and that is Scandal Takes the Stage. It is the second book in her Wicked Quills of London series. I read the first one, really enjoyed it, gave it 4.5 stars. And so now I'm on to the second one. It is about a playwright and somebody, it's a nobleman that she hasn't necessarily had the best past with. And I'm very excited for it. I'm trying to read through Ava Lee's backlist and I just love her writing, so I'm excited for this one. And I think the cover with all like the red tones and the browns is really giving fall, so that's why I put it on this TBR. Plus I want to finish this series off before the end of the year. So next is The Christmas Swap by Talia Samuels, and this is something very in the veins of Kiss Her Once for Me by Alison Cochrane. It's a sapphic Christmas romance where she is fake dating his brother but ends up falling in love with his brother's sister. And I'm very looking forward to this one. The cover is super cute again and I love reading a good like sapphic romance, but also I love like sapphic Christmas romances. They're like really my bread and butter. So that is my second to last one. And then my final book is It's a Fabulous Life by Kelly Farmer. And this is another sapphic Christmas romance, and it says that if it's perfect for fans of Alison Cochrane and Ashley Herring Blake, and it's a sapphic retelling of It's a Wonderful Life. And I'm just excited for it. It's another cute cover, it's another Christmas story, but I'm telling myself that I'm not going to force myself to read my Christmas books if I'm not in the mood for Christmas books. So that's that. Those are my 16, technically 18 books that I want to read in the month of October. And yeah, that's kind of it. If you have a TBR or if you have books that are on your radar for October, comment them down below. Let me know what you're most looking forward to. And if you don't want to comment a book, you can comment a Black Heart for Madam. And yeah, that's it for me today. I will see you guys next time. Love you.
Living life, every day, late at night, not okay. All I want, and I pray, all I need are some better days.